Hello guys, so in today's video we're going to be looking at the major flat 6 pentatonic. So far on this channel we've looked at the minor 6 pentatonic, where we flattened the 7th to the 6th of the minor pentatonic scale. We've also looked at the minor 7 flat 5 pentatonic scale, where we flattened the 5th degree of the minor pentatonic scale. Here we're looking at the major flat 6 pentatonic. So in that example I used all of those scales and the normal pentatonic scale to play over a minor 2-5-1. So all that's going on in the major flat 6 pentatonic scale is we take a normal major pentatonic scale, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, and then we're going to flatten the 6th. So we get that sound there. So all we do is flatten the 6th. So I prefer to look at it from its relative minor. In the case of C major, we're going to take A minor and we're just going to flatten the A to the A flat. And play all the rest of the notes of the A minor pentatonic scale. So this is a really nice colour. And it's usually used, well, it's often used over a major 7♯5 chord, but we'll apply it to various different functions. So if we just use it over our major 7♯5, we get this kind of sound. Okay, so it's a really nice sound to use over a major 7♯5. We can also use it as just over a straight major 7 chord as kind of tension and maybe resolve it, as it does have the root 3rd and 5th in it. So you don't just have to use it over a major 7♯5, but it is very effective in that situation. But another very common application for this scale is over an altered chord. So when we're playing it over a major 7♯5, we're just going to play it from the root. In this case it was C major 7♯5. But when we're playing it over an altered chord, we're going to play the major flat 6 scale from the flattened 6th of the altered chord. So if we've got E altered, we're going to play C major 7 flat 6. And get that sound, okay? So a little demonstration of that over an E altered chord. Okay, so that really spells out the E altered sound. So the intervals of that would be, we've got our root, then we've got our sharp 9, then we've got our major 3rd, then we've got our sharp 5 and our flat 7th. So that's all related in relation to our E altered there, and thinking about the C major flat 6 scale. So I don't actually visualize them like that, because as you know, I always look at them from the relative minor. So I know that if I'm playing an E altered chord, I'm thinking about starting my minor pentatonic with a flattened root off the major 3rd. So I'm thinking about like A minor pentatonic scale, but with a flattened root to A flat. But how you want to think about this is really up to you. So you may often hear me do ideas like so that's all coming from that was just groups of 4 of our major flat 6 pentatonic scale there. So it's a really nice sound to incorporate. So in my book, for the normal pentatonic scale, we go through all rudiments at the start. So this is different groupings and different patterns in general. And the idea is that you apply these different rudiments or different exercises through all these alternative pentatonic scales, where we're usually just changing one note from the initial pentatonic scale. And this is how I built up vocabulary in these alternative pentatonic scales. So that's the kind of concept behind the book, but obviously I also demonstrate a lot of vocabulary in the books too. So I'll include all the other options on the PDF in Patreon. We can also use this scale over a minor major 7, over a half diminished with a natural 9, or a 7 flat 5 chord. But I'll include some additional language for my Patreon members over there, as well as different harmonic applications for this scale. So now let's look at a minor 251 in C minor. And we're going to use all the pentatonic scales that we've looked at on the channel so far for this example. So for the first chord, our D minor 7 flat 5, we're going to use our D minor 7 flat 5 pentatonic scale. For our G, altered, we're going to use our major flat 6 scale that we've just been looking at there. And then for our C minor, we're going to start with a C minor 6 pentatonic scale. Okay, and then we're going to just go back to our normal C minor pentatonic scale to resolve it. So starting with our D minor 7 flat 5. Now to our E flat major flat 6 scale. And now our C minor 6 pentatonic. And now finally our C minor pentatonic to finish off the idea. Okay, so that altogether would be Okay, so that just demonstrates how we can combine all of these different pentatonic scales to flow through a progression like a 251 there. And obviously there were lots of little rudiments or exercises that I was using within that example there. For example, the 212 approach at the end there. Also just being aware of the arpeggios which are found within each scale. So for the C minor 6 arpeggio there, I played down A minor 7 flat 5 arpeggio, as I'm aware that that is found within the C minor 6 scale. So just studying these different pentatonic scales for me really opens up a lot of language. And if you think about all the altered options it's given us, you'll remember from the C minor 6 pentatonic video that we can use our C minor 6 from the semitone above to give us an altered sound. We can also use the minor 7 flat 5 scale from a tone below. And now you know you can use the major flat 6 scale from the flat 6 degree or the sharp 5 of the altered chord there. So depending on where you are in the neck or what sounds you're hearing, it just kind of gives you all these different options in different places of the neck to mess around with. So yeah, so they were really useful to me anyway. So if this kind of stuff interests you, please check out my book, Modern Pentatonics for Guitarists. It's on my website, and there are other books on there too. And please contact me for online lessons if you'd be interested in that. It would be lovely to meet you. And as I said, for my Patreon members, I'll be uploading the whole chapter on the major flat 6 scale, where we look at all the harmonic options and some more language. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I'll be back very shortly for another video.